Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing some more writing tips specifically for music theatre, but this may be able to apply to any type of theatre or music that you may be writing. We're going to be talking about tenses, so past tense, present tense, future tense, and the things that you need to look out for when you're writing in regards to tense. So let's get into it. Okay, so I'm going to say as a general rule, what needs to happen is you need to be writing in the present tense as much as possible. And what I mean by that is, can you write the song in such a way so that the character is experiencing what they're singing about in the moment that they're singing about it? That sounds a little bit convoluted, but what I'm trying to say is instead of saying, oh, this happened to me and I felt like this and it was so great when this happened to me, can you change it so that as the song is happening, the thing happens to the character and they experience that thing and it's happening and they're explaining how it's making them feel in that moment. And I think for an audience and for the flow of your story, this is going to be so much more compelling to watch, because when you're singing about something that has happened, and I've honestly not been the best at this in the past, but when a character is singing about something that has happened, it's like, oh yeah, this happened and it was like this. Well, why not just show that moment? If that moment is so important and so compelling that the character is going to sing about it, why not show the moment actually happening and how that character is actually going to react in the moment and how they actually experience that feeling or that conflict within themselves in the moment, okay? And there are a couple of exceptions, I would say. So one example is like a storytelling song or like a reminiscing song. So if something has happened and it's important that the character then reflects on it, or if the character is relaying some kind of story. But even in this circumstance where the character is speaking about something that has happened and it's important that that's the way that it happens, it still needs to relate to the present tense at some point in the song. And a great place to do this is often the bridge or the last chorus or the last part of the song. So, it can be okay to do a storytelling song or a reflection song. Your character can go, yeah, this happened and it made me feel like this. But why are they singing it now in the story? Why is it a reflection song? What are they going to learn from the process of reflection? So once it gets to the bridge or once it gets to that last part of the song, maybe your character, after having reflected, can go, oh, you know what? It's actually, this is how it's making me feel right now, or this is what my takeaway is, or next time I'm in this situation, this is how I'm going to act. So just say, your character falls in love with somebody, but you're not choosing not to show that moment. Your character is reflecting on when they first saw the person and they first felt that love and connection. They're reflecting on it, but what's their bridge section? What's their takeaway? What are they relating it to this moment, the present tense? Maybe they're going to go, you know what, I've decided he is definitely the one, and now I'm going to do this grand gesture, or now I'm going to propose to them, or now I'm going to, what has the reflection, the process of reflection, taught the character, and what is it going to spur them on to do? And if your answer is, well, nothing, think about shifting the placement of that song, shifting the tense to make it in the moment, present tense, in the moment experience. Or think about whether or not you need that song if it doesn't actually offer anything to your character or offer anything to your character moving forward. And now the opposite of this is, speaking about the future, which is also okay, and especially in I want songs, I hope songs, I wish songs. It's kind of like saying, in the future I want this to happen. Going forward, I hope that I can achieve this. That's what the whole I want song is about. But again, it's about how can you relate it to the present? Why does this character sing about what they want in the future now? What has just occurred so that they're sparked with these dreams or sparked with these ambitions or desires? What has happened to ask them to reflect on the future? So very similar to when we're talking about the past, why are they reflecting on the future now, and what can they learn about that reflection? So again, it comes back to the bridge is often a great place to do this. The end of a song, once they've gone on that arc through the song, you know, oh, I really want this in the future. And then we get to the end of the song and they go, you know what? I'm going to cross over the threshold and I'm going to go out and I'm going to find it. Or maybe the whole song, they're going, I really want this in the future, but the obstacles are so great, you know, I don't think I'm ever going to get it, you know, and I'm just going to, you know, accept that my life is going to be in misery without this thing that I want, you know, but it's got to create some kind of next step, some kind of next point for the character to move to. If a song doesn't move a character, you know, you can have, of course, exceptions to the rules all the time. There are great emotion songs that are just purely about the emotion of the character in that moment, but again, those songs work best when it's in the present, not about singing something about in the future, not about something in the past. How can you relate it to the present? How can you make the song, if possible, happening in the present, so that we see the character go through these things? Okay, so if you've got your musical or you're sitting down to write a song, you know, it's really great if you can look at the tense, if you can go through each song in your show and go, is the character experiencing that in the now? And, you know, when you're listening to this, it might sound kind of obvious, like, well, yeah, of course it's happening, you know, the character is experiencing it because it's a musical and it's action and whatever. But oftentimes we sneakily find ways to, you know, take away from the moment where we actually could be adding to the moment. And this is one really great way where you could be adding to the moment that you're exploring in the song. Because if a moment is so important that it needs to be sung, how can we make it even more important? How can we make it even more resonating with the audience? So that is a little bit about tense. I hope that it's helped you. And yeah, I'll see you next time.